Guys, don't you know by now that I'm always like 5 to 10 minutes late? Never fails. It gives you guys time to come in. And I had to update all the links in the description box. What the fuck is up, my britches? If you are new here, hello, my name is Brittany. In today's video, we're talking about the Sephora Friends and Family Day sale. It's not a day, it's like a week long. But I feel like I should be like a Sephora employee at this point because of how many DMs that I've gotten on Instagram. People asking me, what's the deal with this Sephora Friends and Family sale? I briefly talked about it yesterday. There is a sale coming up. It actually starts tomorrow, October 9th until the 18th. So I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown. Hello to all the britches in the live chat. I came across this. I can't even remember how I initially found it, but then I follow Beauty Deals BFF on Instagram. So she was saying how she's been posting links, and I was like, okay, this doesn't really make sense. Like, what the hell's going on with the Sephora Friends and Family Day sale? Because it's very confusing. So to give you guys a little bit of a rundown, I talked about this yesterday. So if you guys saw yesterday's video, you already know. So what you have to do, you have to find a discount link. It's an actual link you have to click on that basically like combines the link to your Sephora account. It's so bizarre, but it's supposed to be a more like exclusive type of sale for employee, friends, and family, right? So you get 20% off. I follow Beauty Deals BFF on Instagram and also Facebook. Facebook is where I've seen Beauty Deals BFF posting the links. Every time she gets a link, there's only a 250 people maximum. So once it's filled, the link will no longer be valid. So what you have to do is you have to find an actual like active link. Click on the link. It will then direct you to your Sephora account, and then it'll showcase like the dates and stuff like that, and it'll give you the discount code. You cannot use the code, from what I understand, unless you find an active link. So I've checked Reddit. I've checked Beauty Deals BFF. Those are the two main accounts that I find that are posting links regularly. So if you're looking for the Friends and Family Day sale discount link, that's how to find it. It has to link to your account, and then you will get an email from Sephora. If you don't get the link, or if you don't find a link, you cannot shop the sale. Okay? I'm like, oh my gosh, am I the only one that knows like the details behind this? But it was very confusing at first, because I'm like, okay, do you just type in a code? What's the deal? Because anytime that, I'm pretty sure that they've done Friends and Family before, I remember there just being a link, or like the actual Sephora employee will hand you something in store. So it is a more exclusive sale. There's probably going to be a Sephora VIB sale in November, but this is a normal sale that Sephora does have. It just seems like it's a little more of like the Hunger Games this year, because everybody's trying to get their hands on a 20% off coupon. So there's that. It's really, Amber says, way to make it stupid complicated, Sephora. It's really not, because it's meant to be an exclusive event for friends and family of Sephora employees. Sephora employees are just being generous by sharing their links to accounts like Beauty Deals BFF, or posting them onto Reddit for people to take advantage of it. So it's really, it makes sense now that I look at it. It was just a little bit confusing initially, because I do have friends that work at Sephora, but I would be getting the links and they would be not valid. But it was because there's so many people that are using these account or these discount links. So there you go. There's all the information on that. But today we're going to be talking about my top recommendations for fall. I was trying to do top 10, but of course there's more than 10. Some of these you guys have heard me talk a million times about. Some of them I've briefly talked about. Some of them are newer. We're going to get into the whole tea anytime a sale's coming up. I like to do a Sephora Loves List Declutter. I did that a couple days ago. I like to do a recommendations video. And then, you know, there's going to be a haul video as well. But I do want to let you guys know, if you guys do use the affiliate, or not affiliate, if you guys do use the code that is given by the link from Sephora, you can only shop one time. So I don't know how fast I'm actually going to shop, because I know a lot of holiday releases are dropping right now. And since I can only use it one time, I'm like, okay. And it's 20%. I feel like that's an average discount that you can get from any retailer for the most part online. 20% is very common. But just so you guys know, everything is linked down below. If you guys use those links, they are affiliate links. I do make a commission if you guys use those links. Even if you're shopping the Sephora sale and you don't necessarily get any of the products that I'm talking about, it will still track your order. So if you want to support my channel, you can do that by using the links, even if you aren't purchasing the items that are listed. It's just convenient for you. Oh my God. Gets pen and paper. I love it. Angie is here. I'm also ranking up. I know. It's okay. It's okay. At least you're here, Angie. That's all that matters. Okay, so let's dive into my top recommendations for fall time. That was my focus, is what am I going to get if it's fall? I'm very strategic with how I shop. I go through this every single time. I shop very specific brands that are pretty exclusive to Sephora, or they rarely go on sale. So you're going to see a lot of high ticket items today. I'm a bougie britch. Okay. I'm bougie as hell. I like what I like. That's what you're going to see. If you're here to save money, this is not the video for you. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. So the first thing I want to talk about is a hair holiday kit that I want to recommend. I've talked about this a lot on my channel, but I did just see Olaplex has a new holiday set for the Christmas time. I think this is such, getting little honey tips on here. Not sponsored by honey. I always talk about Olaplex, but I love seeing these holiday sets come up because I think they're great options for gifts. But my favorite products from Olaplex are the number 3. I have this little, I just wanted to show you guys the Sephora website. It retails for what, $60? It's kind of small on my screen, so I can't really see. $60 for, you get the number 3, 4, 5, and 6. All of those products are phenomenal. My least favorite is the conditioner, but I use the shampoo, the number 3, and the Bond Smoother. I love that for detangling my hair as well. I think this is such a good set, especially if you're shopping for Christmas. If you have dry hair, like my hair, since I have to bleach it, I do a lot of shit to my hair. I love Olaplex. You just have to be careful. I've talked about this a lot. You can overuse it and it will cause breakage. At least it did for me, because it does create buildup on my hair. So I have a whole hair journey, but my top recommendations are the number 3. This is incredible. It's such a great product to help repair your hair. If anything, it feels like it almost like feels like it puts a film over your hair, but it doesn't feel disgusting. That's not the best way to explain it, but it feels like it almost puts like a protective coating on your hair. I've noticed such a big difference when I started using Olaplex. The shampoo I use like 2 times a week, I would say. It depends on how my hair feels, but especially this time of the year, my skin and my hair does get a lot more dry. So this is definitely a set that I would highly recommend. $60 for all those products. Like these usually retail for like $28 a piece. They are going to be smaller size, but that's where it's almost like a good stepping stone, or I don't know. I think a gift option especially is so nice, but I always focus on hydrating products. This time of the year, my hair is driving me crazy today. I know. I'm definitely not a drugstore babe. Yes. See, Heather loves Olaplex too. You hear about Olaplex so much because it genuinely works. It works so well on my hair, especially since I have very damaged hair. Olaplex is a big savior for my hair. And then that's really the only thing I'll recommend for fall specific. I also love the Briogeo, like the banana, and you hear it in every single empties video. The hair pack of Briogeo with like the banana and coconut. It's the yellow ones. That shampoo and conditioner is fire. But for fall, since I am more dry in the fall, I'm going to focus on more hydrating stuff. That with the Briogeo is going to be more for clarifying and really cleaning out my hair. But 'tis the season to focus on your damn skin, guys. This is the time of the year for me because I live in upstate New York. I would like to say I have normal skin, combo skin throughout the year, but in the winter, especially as I've gotten older, my skin gets so dry. So dry in the winter time. So fall, winter, this is the time I stock up on this stuff. So you guys know this is coming. Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream is the fucking best moisturizer if you have dry skin. I'm going to tell you right now. I've talked about this in several empties videos because it's my shit. It's my jam. It's so good. I do want to show you though a holiday set that I saw. I'm actually going to buy this myself because I think it's such a great set. It has another one of my favorite products and another product that I actually want to try. I really need to get rid of this honey like browser because it's really annoying. So this set retails for $72, but it has the rice the rice wash, the dewy skin cream, and also the silk peony eye cream. This is such a great set for $72 because this alone retails for $68. I think that the rice wash, this is the current this is the current face wash that I'm using. One day I'll be able to get my words out correctly. Could you imagine how it is when I film stuff, guys? Oh man, if you think this is bad. I think it's a smaller size of the rice wash, but this is some of my favorite like face wash that I've ever used. And then the Silk Peony, I've done a review on this. I used it for like, was it 3 months? I can't remember. It was so long ago, but I really want to try this again because I'm convinced that it might have been the concealers that I was using at the time, but I don't know. I'm very up in the air. So I'm going to get this gift set anyways, because I already know that I love the rice wash. I already know that I love the dewy skin cream for, what is it, like not even 10 bucks more. I'm going to get 2 other products. I'm just going to do it. I love Tatcha products. I'm such a Tatcha bitch. You guys hear me talk about Tatcha in all of my favorites videos, all of my recommendations videos. If you've never seen a Sephora recommendations video, you're going to see, I mean, at least of mine, there is a lot of repetition in mine, but I really need to reiterate to you guys how much I love this stuff. Tatcha has been a consistent for me for years. And like I said, I have drier skin in fall, winter time, but I use this all year. It's my favorite moisturizer of all time. I cannot recommend it enough. I think this is really nice though, the rice wash. I started using this. When did I buy this? I bought this probably a month or so ago. I think it's a really nice face wash because initially when you start working it into your skin, it feels like it has like a very light, almost like exfoliating feel to it. But then when you lather it with water, it turns into like a sudsy, typical cleanser type of consistency. I love this stuff. My favorite thing about Tatcha though is how, even though they're so expensive, they last so long. So I don't feel as bad spending so much money on it because a little bit goes a long way for a lot of their products. So this is no different than any of the other ones. I'm a Tatcha bitch, like I said. I cannot recommend Tatcha enough. So moisturizer especially, but I really love the wash. I would definitely recommend that little kit is wonderful. I also wanted to say, if you guys want to know any other products that I recommend, if you want to do like a Q&A towards the end, we can do that of, do you recommend this product? Do you recommend this product? Blah, blah, blah. You get it. So the next thing up is going to be from Fresh. This is the Rose Deep Hydration Oil Infused Serum. This is such a bizarre product, but you can see I got this little trial size. I think I'm going to get a full size of this because I love how this makes my skin feel, especially for fall, winter. Like I said, 'tis the season to take care of your damn skin, guys. And this product, between this product, the Tatcha product, and that Lotion P15 1970 that I talked about in a couple videos ago, my skin, it's adjusting a little bit now, but I noticed such a difference when I put this on my skin. I used to get it was the toner with like all the rose petals in there. I didn't notice anything, like any sort of hydration from it. Like I love the smell of it. So this is like the best of both worlds because it still has that, it smells like a fresh bouquet of roses. It still has that same scent, but it is an oil infused serum. It feels like a toner, but then it's got almost like it's got like an oiliness to it. So it feels so much nicer on my skin. My skin just loves this stuff. So this is really nice. So what I'll do is I'll cleanse my face with the Tatcha rice wash. Guys, I'm struggling today. You can tell I'm on overnight. Holy cow. It's always a struggle though. Struggle is always real on the Brit Clark channel. So I'll go in with my rice wash first. I'll dry off my face and then I'll put on the Fresh Oil Infused Serum. I'll let that sit on my face for a little bit longer and then I'll put the Dewy Skin Cream. It's a lot of dew, but it feels so nice on my skin because it's giving me all that hydration that I'm lacking right now. So this is my daytime. Nighttime, I'll incorporate that Lotion P15 1970, and that's all that I need now. Like I used to have such an in-depth, like 10-step face routine at night, and I'm like, no, let's scale that back a little bit. So I find that I'm not using as many products, which is wonderful because I'm not spending as much money. So I really, oh my God, this hair, I cannot. Some days just the hair drives me nuts. I got this pimple. This pimple is also driving me nuts. Do you prefer Tatcha over something like Dermalogica? Yes, I've tried Dermalogica. I like them, but Tatcha is just, Tatcha has my heart. It just works really well for my skin. It's not going to be like that for everybody. Skincare is so personal. So you could have the exact same type of skin as me. You could use the same type of products and have such a different result. And there's certain things or certain products that I love for very specific reasons. I hope I clarified why I love those so much. It's basically for if you have dry skin. If you don't have dry skin, none of those products will be worth it to you. At least they might not be, or they might be. It's a gamble. That's where I really love the fact that Tatcha does, or not Tatcha. I really love that Sephora offers like all of these holiday kits. I love that brands do it this time of year because this is such a good time to try a bunch of products, like products that you've been wanting to try, but they're a little bit too expensive. This time of the year, they have all those gift sets. So it's smaller sizes. They're, you know, they're less expensive, but you're also being able to try like a big variety of a lot of brands lines that they offer. So I think that's it for skincare, and then all the rest is makeup. Because this is my favorite time. Like, I love fall time for makeup. It's one of my favorite times of the years for makeup. So the first thing I want to start with is, I'll start with complexion first. I'm going to group these two together because they serve a similar purpose. I love both of them, but for different reasons. But they kind of fall in the same category, if that makes sense. So I'm going to call these Illuminators. Both of them are from Rare Beauty. I've been reaching for these ever since I got these, and it's been recent. Like, I got them a couple weeks ago, and I've reached for these almost every single time I do my makeup. Every single time I do my makeup, I use this, what is it, the Illuminating Primer from Rare Beauty, and then also the Liquid Luminizer in the shade Mesmerize. These are wonderful for if you want to give your skin that more youthful looking, glowy appearance to your skin, because this is the time of the year for me that my skin falls very flat. So these types of products come in clutch for just livening up my skin and making me a little bit look a little bit more alive. I just love the effects that these have on my skin. And I also want to mention, I forgot to take them out today. I've talked about these several times, and so much, like, I tried to focus on products that I don't talk about all the time, but these Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wands, the contour wand, the blushes, the highlighters, all of these Beauty Light Wands are phenomenal. Illuminators, this is where it's at. This is it. The Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury is another amazing product. If you're looking for products to really, if you find that your skin is more flattened, that's what I find. Like, I feel like even today, like, for how flat that my skin looks without makeup, these products just, it's almost like they just bring me to life. You know, it gives me that little bit more of a glow. It gives you like that lit from within type of glow. You don't have sparkle all over your face. It just gives you a beautiful sheen to your skin. That's what all of these do. So I'm jumbling a lot of products into one. But if you're looking for a primer, if you want something that's under your makeup, this is the way that I would go. If you want something to top off your makeup to give you a more natural type of highlighted effect, I would go for the Rare, what are these? I forget the name again. The Liquid Luminizer, or the Charlotte Tilbury, or the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. They all fall under the same category, but these are just the top favorites. I hope you guys like how I'm doing this video today, because I feel like I'm a hot ass mess, but is that any different than usual? I'm not really sure. But the Rare Beauty line, I'm impressed with mainly those two things. I like the foundation. I don't love the concealer, but these two were just like, oh my gosh, especially for the price of them. I'm really into it. And I love the fact that they have a mini size of the primer. And then I also see that Rare Beauty's doing little holiday sets. I got so many DMs today. People are like, they heard you. And I'm like, no, I don't want little mini sizes of the blushes. I want mini sizes of these. This is what I want. But it's okay. I appreciate you guys all DMing me because I was cracking up all morning when I was reading everything. Oh, let's see. I'm so oily. You can fry an egg on my face. I used to be oily. I used to be so oily. Oh my gosh. And then I started incorporating oils into my skincare, and my skin completely changed. I think skin is difficult. Skin is difficult because it depends on how old you are. It depends on how you take care of your skin. It depends on your weather. Like, the weather is a huge factor that I think a lot of people don't consider. I'm upstate New York, so the weather here is like forced air. That's another big thing for me. I work in I work in a crane by myself, so I have forced air always on me. And then especially this time of the year, we turn the heat on, so the air in my house is a lot drier. There's so many factors that go into your skin, guys. So let's move on to the next makeup product. Let's talk about, I'll save the palettes for last because we love palettes. Let's talk about some blushes. I have two blushes, just like specific. These are blushes. Hourglass, the At Night blush. This is one of my favorite blushes I've ever had, ever seen. It's so So beautiful. I cannot even deal. I saw, is there like a blush tag going on? I feel like, was it Angie? One of my friends was talking about a blush tag, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it was Karen. I can't even keep track. But I'm like, oh, I need to do that video if that's like a thing. But this at night blush from Hourglass, the Hourglass blushes, I always say, don't ever judge Hourglass by swatches. Ever. I do have some of another product on my face. This is not on my skin right now. I do have some of the Patrick Ta Shiso LA. These are the blush duos from Patrick Ta. I fucking love these. I think this shade, it's growing on me. I like it a lot more. This is one of the products that I have on my cheeks right now. I just have the powder on. I like to apply it powder first, cream second, just because that's what Patrick Ta recommended to do, and it looks incredible. But this shade here, I find that I can't use as much bronzer, if any. This almost serves as like a blush bronzer for me. I love these though. I love the packaging on it. I like how it has this little divider so your cream doesn't get the powder in it. It's so bougie. It was Angie. She said, I filmed it today. Of course you did, Angie. Hi, Amber. So these Patrick Ta blush duos, I think, are phenomenal. I love the quality of these. I think the packaging is so fucking bougie. And I think that the price point isn't terrible. You know, I don't even know how much these retail for. Are they like $30 something dollars? 28 is sticking out to me, but I feel like that's not enough. Either way, I really like these. I have 2 shades. I want to pick up the other 2. I think I'm going to pick up the plum one, but it's going to depend on how much money I spend because bye money, especially this time of the year. I will say though, I'm not really that impressed with a ton of holiday launches that are going on right now. So if you're looking for blush specific, I love both of these. If you want just powder, Hourglass is phenomenal. I love the fact that the Patrick Ta gives me options. It has the cream and the powder. I love both of these. Could not recommend either one of them enough. And I forgot a skincare product. This is a face mask. I've talked about this several times. Summer Fridays jet lag mask, and now they have an even bigger size. I think it's like $68. This is such a great hydration mask. One of the favorites in my entire collection. I also use the Origins one, but I think this one's better. It feels like a film on your face because it's like a sleeping mask. It's incredible. Anytime that I fly, I always have one of these, like a mini size with me. I've talked about this a million times, so I don't feel like I need to beat it too far into your heads. But if you're looking for a hydrating face mask, Summer Fridays is phenomenal. Let's get back to makeup. Let's talk about the lip cocktail that I'm wearing right now. I love, it's so funny because I hear very like polar opposite opinions on the Fenty Beauty Stunna lip paints. This is the shade Uncuffed. That's what's on my lips right now. I love a liquid lipstick in the fall winter time. I love how you have the berry tones, the deep plums, just like the rich reds. I love all that shit for fall, but I don't like wearing it as a lipstick. I'm a liquid lipstick bitch, and I find that this formula, it is a little bit more drying, but it lasts all fucking day. I'll top it with a gloss, and it totally takes care of that dryness effect that these do tend to give, but it's the shades of these that I really love. I love the packaging too. They just look so bougie. I love this shade especially, but then putting these Tower 28 Coconut Milky Lip Glosses on top, these are perfect lip glosses for fall. At least for me. I think almond and chestnut, cashew. Almond and cashew, these two right here, those are the perfect fall glosses for me. I really like oat and coconut, but I've been reaching for cashew the most. That's this one here. I did a dedicated lip swatch video to these if you guys want to check it out, but I love these damn lip glosses. I saw that they have like a mini, it's a mini like little holiday gift set of their original lip glosses. But I think for fall, this is the way to go. They're not really that expensive either. They're $20, so I think they're a fair price. I really like their packaging. I love the quality of their products. You guys always hear me talk about Tower 28. These were sent to me in PR, but that doesn't change my opinion on them. I think they're still absolutely wonderful lip glosses. Like I said, I did that video. If you guys want to check it out, it's a pretty good fucking video. I'm just going to say that right there. And then let's talk about foundation. The Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. This is what's on my skin right now. I love this foundation. This is another one. I've heard people love it, and I've heard people absolutely hate it. I think it makes my skin look incredible, except for that little guy that's visiting me today. It gives me I don't think it's a matte finish. I think it's definitely more of like a satin matte finish, but this is so flattering on my skin all day long. I was kind of going back and forth between, do I like the Rare Beauty foundation more, but I like this more. I like this more because I think it's more flattering on my skin. It makes my skin look a little bit more, I would say, youthful, more like a healthy. It kind of reminds me of like the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. The formulas aren't the same at all, but as far as like the effect that it gives my skin, I think my skin just looks healthy when I wear this. I love this foundation. I think the undertones are a little bit off. Like, I feel like this is not the perfect shade for me, but it's still workable. It's just the undertones are a little bit off, but I've heard, like I said, some people love this, some people hate it, but this is definitely the time that I would get it because it's like an $88 foundation. It's so expensive, so that's when I'm like, yeah, let me get that 20% off of Tom Ford. But I love this stuff. I find myself reaching for it all the time. It doesn't really look like I've used that much because I'm always kind of going between all the different types of foundations that I have. But that one is like, every time I wear it, I'm like, oh, I think my skin looks so nice. So that is definitely a favorite for me. And then let's talk about, I think palettes is the last thing left. Like I said, I have more than 10, but it's all good. The next thing I'm going to recommend is the Hourglass, the Lighting Edit Sculpture palette. I have this all on my face right now. I have the finishing powders. I have the highlight on my face. I have the bronzer and also the blush. I have this blush and the Shiso LA. I just kind of threw them both on. It's such a good face palette, though. I love this face palette. I also want to recommend the mini of the holiday, but I only have like the last year or the year before. This is the original Edit Unlocked palette, but they have the mini size now. Get that 20% off because these palettes are phenomenal. This is the full size, but the mini is like basically 4 of the shades instead of 6. Such a great face palette. I love it. But this one here, I love the fact that it has mood exposure. This one right here, that's like the perfect like mauvey, plummy type blush for the fall winter. I'm into it. I love this bronzer as well. I find myself reaching for that a lot. I don't really use this shade too much, but I do find myself mixing between Mood Exposure and, what the hell is the name of that one? Vibrant Flush. I mix those two. That's why I like these face palettes. Like, I find myself just like being like a little mixologist within my face palettes. I love this palette though. I'm an Hourglass bitch. You guys know this by now if you've been following my channel. I love me some Hourglass face products. For reals, for reals. So, I want to throw this in because I feel like I'll regret not saying it. I'll save that one for last. I'm going to recommend another eyeshadow palette after. But if I were to recommend any palettes to buy, it's going to be Natasha Denona. Whatever color story best fits your fall desires. Okay, if I was to pick between any of them, it's going to be Metropolis, though. I think this is such a great palette for fall. Like, that is just fall in a palette to me. I love this. I think it goes from fall to winter. There was a word I was looking for and I couldn't think of it. It's a perfect like segue into other seasons, but I feel like I could use this all year. That's where I could justify the price for it. And the fact that it has the smaller pans, but more of a variety of shades. I love that. I love the structure of this. I think it's so nice. I see you guys all talking to each other about how does this link work for the Sephora sale. But I really also love the Glam palette, but this color story is not going to be for everybody. But I think that this is better. I think that this is better for like winter time, or if you're like a basic bridge. If you need something for like everyday wear and you really like cool tones, this palette is wonderful. I really, really love this one as well. I would tell you though, no matter what your price point was, if you're looking for eyeshadows, I'm going to tell you Natasha Denona. This is the time to take advantage of 20% off. I also love this mini gold palette. I think this color story is so pretty for fall. I love it. I love these little palettes. I also love the mini nude. I'm at the point now, I'm like, I want all of her palettes. I just want them all. I just got the new mini one as well. It should be coming hopefully next week. We'll see. But if I were to recommend any eyeshadow palettes, I'm going to tell you Natasha Denona. But this one, I'll feel like I'll regret because I think I'm going to love this palette. I really do. I have it on my eyes right now. I feel like this is a great palette for fall. I'm not crazy about the packaging, so you're getting like a first impression sort of right now. The Pat McGrath, the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity palette. I think this color story for fall is so appropriate. It's not going to be for everybody. If you already have the Star Wars palettes, it's probably going to be a pass for you because the 2 rows on this side are one of the Star Wars. The 2 row on this side are the other Star Wars. And then these are the only new shades for Pat McGrath. I have never tried Pat McGrath shadows. This was a perfect stepping stone into Pat McGrath. I'm not crazy about, like, I think the packaging itself is nice. Like, it's like cardboard packaging, but this is me being nitpicky. Like I said, you're getting like first impressions. This has like a sticker on the back. For $78 for a palette, I don't love that. I don't love that for me. That's just, again, me being picky, but I also, like, this irritates me because it's like the stickers coming off. But I think for the price of it, I'd be happier if this was like 65 instead of 78, just because you do get a good variety of shades. Another thing I don't love is these little ribbons here. I could see myself cutting those because I like when my palette like flips, because I find like even if you set it down, it's still, it'll like fall forward. I have to really make sure I push it back. But I feel like, Jennifer, an uneven sticker. I feel like this will be a palette. It's really sought after for holiday, for real. But I think I'm going to love this because it's so heavy on the metallics, but I love that shit. I have mattes in my collection that I already know that I love, like Makeup Geek, Sydney Grace. Those are my top 2. And then Natasha Denona, top 3 right there. Lunar Beauty might be up there too. I already have brands that I love their mattes. There's only, what, 3 mattes in this palette? But I feel like, so you've got this one, and this one. I feel like for this color story, though, it works. It works so well. So I feel like this will be a palette. Like I said, I haven't used it that much, but I feel like I'm going to end up loving this because I put this on my eyes today and I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. There is no of her like special shades. This is the shade that's on my eyes right now. I do think that these apply better with a finger though versus a brush. But it's like they're so pretty. I think this is going to be a palette that I end up loving. Just my honest like first impression of it. So I wanted to throw it in here if you've been eyeing it. It is on my eyes right now. I think the mattes blended out super easy. I just put the metallic all over the lid. I just think it's going to be like a palette where if you want to look really done up, but don't want to try that hard, I think that's where this palette is going to be like a go-to for me. I don't know. I'm not like mad about the other aspect of the packaging though. Like I think this is cute. It's just this sticker. I always feel like the sticker is like an afterthought. And I don't love that for such expensive palettes. But Pat McGrath is a brand that I've dipped my toes into a little bit this year, but I've never tried her big $120 something eyeshadows for 10 of the shades. I think this is a great stepping stone. This is another one I think will be a really great gift for if you have a makeup lover in your life. Everybody knows at this point who Pat McGrath is. Everybody knows the brand. It's very hyped up. If somebody were to gift that to me, I'd be like, oh, yes. I would be really excited about it. Oh, let's see. Pat McGrath metallics and special shades are definitely better with finger application. That's how I felt. I was like, ooh, they're shiny, they're reflective, they're really cute. So I feel like I would regret not mentioning this. So again, first impression territory, but if I were to still recommend palettes that I know that I love that are available at Sephora, it's going to be Natasha Denona. Metropolis is my number 1. I think the Glam palette is also wonderful. And then I also really love these 2 mini palettes as well. But it's like the sticker on the wing. Yeah, I felt the same way. Whenever it's more like high profile luxury brands, I don't want a sticker. I don't. I want it like this. Like this is actually printed on the box. Even this little eye, this is like a sticker right here. I just don't love that. You know, especially because some people will say, "Oh, well, you're getting more shades and there has to be a sacrifice somewhere," which is valid. But realistically, I couldn't foresee it costing, like if you're already getting this printed on your packaging, it can't cost that much more to print the rest. And even if you're trying to get that more like raised effect, like this right here, I'm not mad about because this doesn't, it feels like it's like embossed, whereas this feels like I'll be able to just peel it off. That's my thing. I'm being a picky bitch about the packaging. Either way, I still like the fact that you get more shades for a less cost. Yes, the packaging isn't everything, But here's my thing is I'm that type of person. I want the packaging to be luxe. That's just a thing that I personally like. Like you guys heard me talking about the Charlotte Tilbury Holiday Highlighter in my recent video. I think for that price tag, it needs to feel luxurious. Like even though, oh, it's Pat McGrath, it's only 78, like the only $78 cracks me up every single time we talk about that within my group of friends. We're like, it's so funny that people say, oh, it's only $78. $78 for eyeshadows is fucking insane. It really is. So that's where I'm like, okay, I get it. It's Pat McGrath. I'm into it. Like I bought it. I'm clearly into it. I'm just being a picky bitch. So that's just some of my feedback on the Pat McGrath. If you're paying $78 for a palette, it shouldn't have a sticker on it. And that's kind of how I feel about it. But overall, just looking at the color story, like I really think that I'll love this for this time of the year. So that's why I wanted to mention it. But if you're somebody like me, that packaging does matter to you. I think the packaging, I love this packaging on these, like on this palette. I love it. It doesn't feel like super luxurious, but it's just, I don't know. I like it. I don't know what it is. It's just a preference thing. I like it. Packaging on the hourglass. Like this looks bougie. It looks bougie. I love that, especially when I'm paying such high ticket price points on it. So if you guys want, we can do, since we've been here for 36 minutes. It's kind of been a while for just like talking about 10 plus recommendations. Do you guys want me to do like a little Q&A if you guys have like something particular that you're looking for? Because that's more or less like what I do when sales like this are coming up. I'm like, okay, is there anything I need to restock? Is there anything that I've been eyeing or whatever the case may be? You guys let me know. Hi, Jessica. I want my luxury products to feel weighted. Bummed that the Wayne Goss blush was so lightweight. I hadn't watched really any reviews on the Wayne Goss. I didn't hear that. That's a bummer. Amber says, I returned the Rose Decadence. I never returned makeup, but the packaging and shadow quality were terrible. That's a bummer. I never tried that one. I have the Natasha Denona Gold palette too. I love it for winter. I think that's like a palette. I'm like, why didn't I buy that palette? I hear so many people rave about that palette, the gold palette from Natasha. That lip combo looks perfect with those gorgeous eyes. Thanks, girl. Let's see. When you're paying big bucks, the whole experience need to be top notch. Knock your socks off. I feel very similar. I don't know, like with the Pat McGrath, I'm not that mad about it though, because it's something different. I think it's something different. I think it's okay to have valid critiques of products, because in the end, it still is. That's a luxurious price tag. I don't feel like I feel like the palette feels weighted. It's just the stickers on it. That's a big turnoff for me. The ribbons on it, not a fan, but that's just my personal preference thing. I'm just trying to give valid critiques on my preference. You may see this and be like, oh, it's amazing. Like, this is perfect. For me, it's not perfect. This is the things that I would change about it. And that's okay. We can all have differences in opinions when it comes to especially fucking packaging. But and makeup in general, like you could get that palette and be like, oh my God, this is incredible. So it's everybody's different. Let's see. I'm just seeing what you guys said. Steven says, looking for some good deep blue and green matte shadows. Who should I turn to? Deep blue and green mattes. I'm going to tell you Makeup Geek or Sydney Grace. If you're looking for like singles, I wouldn't be going to Sephora for that. I'm trying to think of deep blue. I'm still waiting for that BH Cosmetics, that blue Sweet Shop palette. That had some deep blues in there. They're calling you guys out. What do you think about the Rare Beauty new eyeshadow palettes? We'll talk about those in my next yes or yawn. I'm eyeing the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair hair mask for tomorrow. Yes! I know. Let me know what you guys are eyeing for the sale as well. I want to try that. The one that looks like a bear. The deep conditioning mask that looks like the bear. I want to try that. Oh, shit. I almost put you in timeout. The Anastasia Pro palette is great for that. I love that. I never got those palettes. The big palettes are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about for the greens and blues, right? Okay. Let's see. Menagerie Cosmetics Whale Song palette has pretty greens, blues. I lusted over that palette for the longest time. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Karen. By the way, guys, if you're not following me on Instagram, I will be posting my giveaway winners hopefully tonight. I took pictures of the individual boxes and then I'll be tagging the winners. I just have to go through. I've just had no time to do anything. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's see. I always vote for Sydney Grace. Sydney Grace has such amazing eyeshadows. Let's see. I'm going to get the new Natasha Denona highlight and palette and also one of the Dior 5-pan palettes. I was going to put the Dior in here, but I'm like, that's like an all the time type. It's not like a fall specific, but I'm definitely going to get at least one. I'm eyeing the quad, right? Yeah, they're quads. I'm eyeing the yellow quad from Dior, and then I already bought all of that new collection from Natasha Denona, but I see that it's on the Sephora website, so it's going to be dropping somewhat soon. I just ordered the Bare Briogeo. Keep us posted. I'm going to buy the Tiny Marvels palette from Sydney Grace when it restocks in November. It's so fucking good. That palette is so bomb. Highly recommend. Like one of my favorite palettes of 2020. It's that good. I'm a Rouge. Why have I received nothing regarding the sale? Because it's the Sephora friends and family. It's for some Sephora employees. You have to get, I talked about how to find the codes in the beginning. Basically, check Reddit, check Beauty Deals BFF, Facebook. You have to find an active link. Click on the link. It will direct you to your Sephora account, and it'll either say that the account is no longer valid because it's had too many people, or it will say the dates, it will say the code, and it will lock into your account. If you don't find a link that's active, you cannot shop the sale. Whew, got it. Okay, I worded that so much better that time around than the first time. Oh my God, I've been going in on the merch. I'm so in love. Oh my God. If you guys get the merch, please let me know your guys' feedback on the quality. Because I keep asking, anytime people post it on Instagram, I always ask, how's the quality? Because I'm so nosy. I want to know how you guys think of it. Natasha's new nude lipstick are so gorgeous. I can't wait to get them. I can't wait. But other than that, guys, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I have to work tonight, so I'm not going to hang out for too much longer. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Please leave a comment of what you guys are going to pick up during the sale, or if you're passing on this sale. I mean, keep in mind, there is going to be a sale most likely in November. This is a Sephora employee, like, so it's supposed to be exclusive, but we're just all savages and taking advantage of it. So let me know in the comments what you guys plan on picking up or products that you guys recommend. If you guys did like this, don't forget to thumbs it up before we leave, or thumbs it down if you don't like it. If you guys want, I'll probably do one. I'll do one of these again for the November sale if there is one, but I'll do it like full face get ready with me. I wanted to switch this one up a little bit. So other than that, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.